Hello, fast trackers, and welcome. Man, it's cold in Australia. Not cold for most of you people, though. It's 7.5 degrees outside, which is really cold for here. And it's wet, dark. It's a shocker. It's a good one for being in bed and not doing anything, really. But I'm here. I'm here. In my tracky dackies, really going out of my way for you. How are you going? Let's play some music, hey? Howdy, fast trackers. Is it working? Hope so. Sound coming through? I presume it is. There we go. We've got a lovely little song. I was going to do Shallow by Lady Gaga this morning, and right at the last minute, make sure that microphone's turned up, Darryl. There you go. That's a bit better, isn't it? I was going to do Shallow by Lady Gaga and Brad Cooper from A Star Is Born today, but right at the last minute, Heartmot comes on and says, can you do a Beatles song? Nah, I don't know any Beatles songs. Yeah. So I changed my mind. We're going to do Michelle, which is from an album on Rubber Soul, 1965, I think it was. 1965. Nice little song. Apparently this song never really eventuated until John Lennon suggested to Paul McCartney, after hearing him muck around in Paris, doing some Parisian little thing. He said, turn it into a song, see what happens. So he did. Yeah. Isn't that nice, that little bit? How you going, Terry? Good to see you. And Coralie, you're up. It's freezing cold here in Sydney, and you're up. That's great. Walking up to a concert, but better. You don't see many people doing concerts in their tracky dackies, yeah. Hey, Coralie's part of the Feel Good Choir. Look, can you see that? Feel Good Choir. We're having our first birthday this Thursday night. Let's hope the rain's finished because we want a good crowd coming. Because here in Sydney, if it rains, people tend to sit at home. When we'd like them to come out and celebrate our first anniversary of the Feel Good Choir. Samantha, a good friend of mine, and me, we started this choir. It was her idea 12 months ago, and I didn't want to know anything about it really. I had enough on my plate, but it's turned out to be a wonderful experience, and we get people to come along first Thursday of every month to the choir. I wish I could get all my fast trackers to come along and join us. Yeah, we're having a good time this Thursday night. Okay, Michelle. The version I'm doing here is in D minor. D minor. What does that mean? Well, that's a D. And a minor scale is interesting. That is the D minor scale. Or is it? That is the D minor scale. Or is it? That is the D minor scale. You're getting the idea. There are 3 versions. Oh man, this music thing, just when I think I'm gonna get it, they go and do something like that. Why can't it just be like major scales? These are the chords for Michelle, by the way. I'm not just mucking around. Yeah, the D minor scale, well, any minor scale's got 3 different versions. You've got... That's called the natural minor. And it's the same as the key signature. Is that coming through? Making sure it's all coming through. It's got 1 note, B flat. The harmonic minor scale, though, has got 2 black notes. C sharp. Sounds quite Middle Eastern at the top, doesn't it? And the 3rd version is called the melodic minor scale. B natural, C sharp, B flat. Played golf on my own yesterday. Possibly the best round I've ever had. Got a new buggy, you see. Maybe it's given me some confidence. Sometimes we need to try some new things out. I really concentrated on hitting that ball and holding the club the right way. I'd forgotten I'd changed my grip slightly over the years. It's easy to do. Little sneaky things creep in, you know. Even with music, you might be playing a piece and you think you've got it right. And then you realise when you go back and listen to the original that little things have crept in that you thought were right. It's not a big deal, but it's funny how these little things do creep in. Let's have a look at Michelle. Michelle's a lovely piece. It's really quite interesting because it starts off on a major chord. Not D minor, but D major. And so that means we've got an F sharp in there. Michelle. Later on we have D minors, but right at the start it has a F sharp, which is, yeah, well, there you go. Michelle. Now we go to chord 4, which is minor, G minor. Yeah, B flat down to F. Michelle. How good's that? Next bit. Michelle, my belle. These are words. It's a C chord, which is chord 7. These are words. Goes up to an A, which is not part of a C chord. These are words, which means it's sort of a C6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are words. Then he does a really sneaky thing. Slips down onto this note to get to that one. That go. You got a B flat chord there in the left hand. Okay, so these are words that go. Interesting. Together well, back my Michelle. And sounds like it's going to go into a minor key, but it doesn't. It goes to the major again. That's what gives it its character, I think. It's a B flat chord, A flat, A. Jeez, it was hard getting out of bed today. Now I love this bit. Love those notes. I love a ninth. When you've got a minor chord and you've got a ninth. If you play a whole bunch of those, they sound wonderful. That's a D minor with a ninth. How good's... Stop saying that. So. I love you, I love you, I love you. Now when you hit that top note, it might sound nice if you do a little flip. Like that. Yeah? I've lost the live chat. Yeah, a little flip there. Everything's working, isn't it? Looks like it. I love you, I love you, Now the next bit. No, it's C minor. Weird. Saw Rocket Man yesterday, the new Elton John flick. Excellent. Highly recommended. Go and check it out. Right. Oh, now we'll go to an F chord. Now we'll go to B flat. Oh, I put a Maj 7 in there. Beautiful, B flat Maj 7. Groovy. I'll do it again. Yeah. You can do some extra little things there. When you go from this chord down to this chord, you could do a little a little jazzy thing where you go D minor and go down a semitone to C minor. So that sounds good. Don't do it if you're doing a purist version of the song, but if you want to do a little jazzy thing, you could. Here we go. How about that? Oh, gorgeous. Just mucking around. Do you do much mucking around? Now, instead of just playing a D minor chord, you could make it a D minor 7, so you put your C in there. Now you make this a C sharp minor 7. Whoa! That is cool. How you going, Hartmut? Are you taking this in? It's not a boogie woogie. We can't do a boogie woogie version of Michelle. Or can we? Let's see. Sort of ruins it, doesn't it? Michelle, my belle. These are words that go together well. Michelle. Really can't do a boogie woogie version to Michelle. It's got too many chords in it, and it's got a lot of minor chords. So to do a boogie woogie in a minor key is always a bit tricky, you know. So we're doing all right here. I better say hello to people. Both is fine. I don't know what that means. Maybe, gee, that you might be referring to Shallow or Michelle. Boy, that's live chat's coming through very late. Never mind. I will keep going. We've only got 12 minutes left, and I'll just keep going. So got a lovely little bass line going down there by semitone. It's nice. So in the right hand you could be playing a D minor chord. Can't really hit it again. When you do that, you have to move that over there. Then come back. Yeah, you can't do that. So bit Spanish that. Back to the start. Isn't music great? run. Michelle. Wonder if he could have picked a different name, like Darryl. Would that work? Darryl. It's not quite the same. Hasn't got quite the same ring to it, does it? It's got accent the second syllable. Michelle. No, they're equal, aren't they? Michelle. Names are interesting. Like I wrote a song called Allison. Allison, Allison, Allison. In fact, I wrote a musical called Allison. You can check it out. Look it up on the internet. AllisonTheMusical.com. It's been performed all over the world. There you go. Maria. Maria, I once met a girl called Maria. Are there any songs with boys' names in them? James? Billy Joel wrote a song called James. I can't remember how it goes, but it's about his friend who went off to get an education while Billy went on the road. James, I can't remember the song. Anyway, getting back to Michelle. So we got... That's the Spanish bit. There's the ninth. Isn't that great? Now down the semitone. Now F7. B flat maj 7. Now this funny little bit. I worked that bit out myself. I didn't know quite sure how to harmonise that. So it's just rising up from D. Now you got the little run coming down in the left hand. I believe there's a movie coming out called Yesterday, which is basically, the premise is this guy has tapped into all the Beatles songs and he knows them, but the rest of the world has forgotten them. They don't know them. And he goes into record companies and whatever and says, "Oh, I've got this song here," and they all think he's a genius because nobody knows the songs. It's called Yesterday. Sounds very interesting. It's directed by the same people who did Slumdog Millionaire, I think. So here we go. How is everybody? You're right, Judith. Danny boy. I sang that with my father on the weekend. Jeez, I can find it hard to get through that song these days. It's very emotional. Dad's anyway, here we go. So that little chord progression is in lots of songs. It's in Stairway to Heaven. understand the patterns in music, they crop up all the time, you know. If you're wondering why modern music sounds very samey, just like my parents used to say about modern music in the 60s, I suppose, it's because the same patterns crop up all the time. In modern pop music, they tend to have the same 4 chords played over and over again, you know. What have we got here? Plays Clocks. Everybody loves that sound, and they do it for 3.5 minutes or more. There's a little break in the middle there somewhere, but no one complains about the repetition, but except maybe, jazz dudes or something like that. So it's not what you do, it's the way you do it, really. So let's, we've got 3 more minutes. Yeah. Good on you, Terry, yeah. Let's watch, let's just play through this again. So you got D chord in the left hand. Would you believe they're going to have snow? There's snow on the Blue Mountains, which is 2 hours west of Sydney. Yep. And they're going to have snow probably in Queensland today. It's that cold out there. And there's huge seas. There's just down here, 2 kilometres away or less, is the Pacific Ocean from me, and they're going to have 5-metre waves. 5 metre. That's 16 feet. I'll have to get down there and see if there's any idiots out there trying to ride them. Okay, here we go. Once more through, Darryl, and then we'll call it a day, hey? These are words that go together well. Ma Michelle. Now the reason I'm doing this song is because Hartnett asked me to do a Beatles song. There's a lot of them. There's 300. So I've picked Michelle because I'm actually working on that at the moment. I'm trying to do a jazz version. I won't go into that now though. Okay. I love you, I love you, I love you. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hope you have a lovely day. I'll be back to normal next week, even though it is a long weekend. Okay, so send me an email and let me know what you'd like to learn, eh? There you go, there's Michelle. And don't forget, if you learned something today and you'd like to encourage me to get up in my tracky tackies and do my little thing, it's always nice to see a donation. And thank you for those people that have sent me donations over the last few weeks. They know who they are. It can be as little as $2. And you can do that by going to my website, and on the homepage on the right-hand side, it's got a donate button there. So, yeah, if you feel you'd like to contribute to this channel and helping keeping things rolling along, love you to help out there. Of course, there's a lot of stuff on the website, so you can check all that out too. We'll see you next week for another exciting episode of Fast Track Piano. Have you a great day. Don't forget to, as Judith says, g'day Judith, to like the video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.